It's 4 o'clock. Dustin's off. I'm Anne Marie in with Felicia. More and more people now are getting a hold of guns and accidentally then shooting themselves here in the city of Indianapolis.
And it's something IMPD says they deal with too often. Our Marina Silva looks into what they're seeing and who is most at risk.
Accidental shootings are preventable. Here in Indy, IMPD says they're seeing an increase in accidental, self-inflicted shootings, especially in kids. For Rosina Miller, it sticks with her every day that she does not get to see her grandchild, Corian Jr. Corian died in August. IMPD responded to a home on North Dearborn that day and found him with a gunshot wound. They immediately took him to the hospital in critical condition, but he died a few days later. They're investigating it as an accidental shooting.
I'm so used to coming in and he'd take his shoes off right here and run right in the bedroom and get up on the bed and get his toys and books. I'm missing that.
IMPD says accidental self-inflicted shootings are on the rise. To date in 2025, IMPD has seen a 113% increase in non-fatal accidental self-inflicted shootings. 24% of those injured are under 18. The number of juveniles injured has increased by 167% this year.
We got to sound the alarm. And we need people in our community to act responsible and start having these conversations.
Deputy Chief Kendall Adams says those numbers are concerning.
One shooting, accidental shooting, is too much.
He says they have a responsibility to remind people about safe gun keeping, but it's up to the community to do something.
We're looking at our community to say, what are you going to do about it?
For Miller, when she hears about those statistics, she can't help but cry.
My heart, my soul is hurting.
She hopes the message reaches even one person to put the guns down and lock them up away from kids. Gun locks are free in Indianapolis. All you have to do is go to an Indianapolis public library to get one. Reporting in Indianapolis, Marina Silva, 13 News.
13 News has learned that a Ben Davis High School coach is on leave and under investigation for alleged misconduct. Rich Nye joins us. And Rich, you actually broke this story last night. You've been following it up today. What have you learned?
Well, at this point, Felicia, the coach has not been arrested or charged. We know who the coach is, but 13 News does not usually publish the names of people until they are formally charged by the prosecutor. Now, I got a tip yesterday indicating that a Ben Davis coach was under investigation. I have not been able to confirm the details of what the investigation is about, but the Wayne Township School Superintendent confirms a coach is on leave and under investigation. In a statement, Superintendent Jeffrey Butt said, upon learning of this allegation, we took immediate action and placed the coach on leave after reporting it to the Indiana Department of Child Services. The statement goes on to say that school police work with IMPD on the investigation. We have fully cooperated with authorities throughout their investigation and will continue to do so. We encourage students to notify their school administrator with any information or concerns that they may have. Now, Felicia, we found this police report and it indicates that the investigation began on Monday. Metro Police today would not comment beyond saying that this is an active and ongoing investigation.
So has there been any response from the coach?
So I reached out to the coach multiple ways, left multiple messages. At this point, I've not received a response, but I did speak to a family member of the coach who acknowledged that the coach was on leave. He said the family has hired an attorney, but he would not give me the name of the attorney. But again, the coach has not been arrested or charged.
Okay. Well, no, you will keep following this.
Today marks 2 years since the devastating fire at a warehouse out on the eastern edge of Indiana in Richmond.
And it happened at the former My Way Trading warehouse facility. For days, toxic black smoke filled the area as thousands had to be evacuated. Fortunately, no one was seriously hurt that day. The fire marshal found the cause as undetermined. And if you want to learn more about that warehouse fire, we've got you covered on WTHR Plus. We are actually taking a look back at the impact of that fire on that community. It is available to stream right now. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have a recap now of what happened at the Statehouse this week. The House passed its version of the property tax reform. The governor is celebrating the deal and says he anticipates the Senate approves the changes, which cut property taxes and business taxes as well, while making public schools share referendum money with charters. Here's the latest now from Dustin Grove.
I'm Dustin Grove with a recap of what happened at the Indiana Statehouse this week. The House passed its version of property tax reform. The governor celebrating the deal and says he anticipates the Senate approving the changes, which cut property and business taxes while making public schools share referendum money with charters. Meanwhile, Senate Republicans shared their version of the state budget. Among the changes from the House, a step back from funding for universal school choice vouchers. Lawmakers moved forward with a bill to limit prior authorizations for medical treatment. It now heads to the full House for a vote. And Governor Braun signed a bill into law legalizing test strips for drugs. Supporters say it'll help prevent deadly overdoses by warning drug users if there's a contamination. You can watch our in-depth coverage of the stories shaping the future of Indiana on Crossroads Politics. It airs at 10 a.m. on Sundays and on demand anytime on WTHR+.
Oh, we just keep rinsing and repeating into the weekend, and it's wonderful, and Rob is here to share more.
Yes, it's beautiful outside, chillier today than it was this time yesterday, but hang in there because warmth is coming this weekend.
It is going to warm. We were talking gardening because we're gardeners.
We're gardeners. She's testing the water.
She's testing the water.
So she's
learn.
doing the smart thing, asking advice,
questions,
tips, you know.
Good gardening
I might
weekend.
dip my toe in and see how it goes.
Now's your chance, Saturday and especially Sunday. Here's what we're expecting. I think we have one concern for tonight, and for the gardeners, we are expecting the temperatures to drop very close to or maybe even below freezing. They didn't really warm up a whole lot today. 40s and 50s, if you're lucky enough to get into the 50s, but many of you are holding right about at that location. And then as we lose that sunshine, the temperatures are going to drop pretty rapidly. We also have this north wind that's kicked in. And so those two things working together as the winds calm down, it's brought in the cooler and drier air with clear skies for tonight. I do think we'll see our temperatures drop down to around or maybe even several degrees below freezing. So keep that in mind if you're the gardener. You kind of know the drill this time of year. Hopefully you haven't planted anything too sensitive. Of course, if you are a gardener, you kind of know what you're doing around the yard, but freeze warning will be in place until 9 a.m. for tomorrow morning. And then I think we should be able to warm things up pretty quickly tomorrow. Temperatures may start out on the chilly side, but I think we'll get warmer by the afternoon as we are expecting to see a good bit of sunshine, especially once we get into the afternoon time frame and overcome those colder temperatures in the morning. Plenty of sunshine. We'll move through the 40s in the morning. We'll get to 50 by midday. We'll get very close to 60, and I do think many locations will top out around 60 degrees, and this is just the start of a warm-up that continues all the way through early next week. So things are looking pretty good. You will notice a couple of clouds start to filter in, and I do have more clouds in the forecast for your Sunday, but we are looking ahead as well to the forecast for Monday, where we could see a chance for maybe a few scattered showers to come in. I'll have more on that coming up in just a bit. In the meantime, temperatures expected to be close to 60. The average high this time of year is 62 or 63 degrees. Temperatures are easing up, so it's a little bit below the average, even though it is a bit warmer than where we have been. Very quickly, let me mention a couple of things on traffic. We'll start with some of the traffic cameras here. 65 headed southbound at 30th Street, the usual backup as you approach the city. Watch for that. We're also looking at the southeast side. Now, 465 at I-74, if you're familiar with this area, especially as we head into the weekend, I want you to keep in mind that overnight tonight and into the weekend, we are expecting some traffic closures, some lane closures due to some signage work. So if you are going to be in that area, there's a lot of them that are actually taking place. So keep that in mind. You can check out WTHR.com. We have all of the listings there. Just go to the traffic section. You can find that on our homepage. Guys?